Hi guys, my name is Jamie and today I'm going to show you how to make some fingerless gloves. I've been holding on to this pattern for so long, so I hope you guys enjoy it and it's so easy to make and quick and all that. Let me know in the comments how it goes for you and go ahead and tag me in your TikToks and your Instagram posts, all that. I'd love to see them, so enjoy the video. For materials, you're going to need a hook. I use a 4.5mm hook. Some yarn, I use weight 4 yarn, scissors, and a needle to weave in your ends and also sew on the bow. So you're gonna start by making a slip knot and then chaining 26. 26 is like the regular length. If you want to chain more you can, or less you can, but 26 is just like my average size. Once you reach the end of your work, you're going to chain 1 and turn it. Now we're going to start working on that ribbed effect. So you're going to do a single crochet in the back loop only. So if you look at your work from this angle, you can see V's, like the stitches look like kind of like V's. So you're going to go in the front part of that V. So just that stitch only and do a single crochet. So if we look again, it'll be this stitch right here that you're going into, and you're just going to single crochet all the way down like that. So we reached the end of our work again. We're going to chain 1, turn our work, and we're just going to keep repeating that single crochet in the back loops only all the way down the row until the glove fits our hand. And for size reference, about 22 rows is a small glove, and then 24 or 25 rows would fit a medium/large hand. Make sure you're counting your stitches every so often, because it's literally the worst when you get so far in your rows and then you realize you've increased like 5 times and you never caught it. So yeah, just make sure you're counting. Now we're going to create our little thumb and finger holes. So you're going to take your panel like this and fold it together. Then I'm going to go through both loops on one layer, and then on the other side go through, just find one, because this side you don't have like the V stitches, so I just go through what I think is the first stitch of that row, and then I take my yarn and you pull through, and then I like to do single crochets, but you can also do slip stitches if you want, and you're going to do single crochets through both layers for about 16 stitches. Then you're going to chain 1 and cut a tail for sewing in your ends. Tighten that off. So once you cut that tail, you're going to flip your glove so that we're working right from left now, and insert your hook at the very end of this layer and then go through this layer. So we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're only going to single crochet for 6 stitches. So I made a slip knot, and now I'm going to pull that slip knot through, chain 1, and then single crochet for 5 more. Because the slip knot counts as 1 stitch. And then we're going to chain 1 and cut our tail. And that is the glove. Always want to try it on and see if it fits, and yeah, mine fits pretty well. So if you want to, you can make this tighter, or you can single crochet some more so that it fits more on your thumb, or if you need more room you can single crochet less right here, yeah, or single crochet less right here, just depending on how you want it to fit around your thumb. So now we're just going to repeat the same thing we did for this one for a second one, so that we have 2 gloves. If you just want plain gloves, you can stop here and just weave in your ends. But if you want to add the bow and the lace, I'll show you how to do that right now. First, we gotta flip our gloves inside out, so the right sides are facing. So I flip my gloves inside out. Now we are going to take our yarn and make a slip knot and chain 51. Also, this depends a lot on the type of yarn you're using. If you're using weight 4, 51 is a good amount. But if you're using a thinner yarn, you might want to chain more. If you're using a thicker yarn, you might want to chain more as well, or even less. It really just depends on your yarn. So once you chain 51, you're going to take your yarn, make a tail, and cut it. And tighten it. Tighten both ends really well. And then I like to cut about like this much off the tail, just so that like it doesn't unravel. Now we're just going to tie this string into a little bow. Tie it however you want. Do it like that, and then just play around with it until these tassels are like somewhat even. So yeah, that's about good. And then you're gonna make 2 of these. So I got both of my little bows here. So now we're going to take our yarn again and cut like a long string so that we can sew them on. Next, take your yarn, put it through your needle, and then take your bow, and I like to just pierce through the center some way and pull it through until I have how much I want to weave in at the end. So I'll leave like this much left, and then I'll try my glove on, and find the center of my glove, which is about right here ish, and I kind of just go through there to be like right here. Pull it through, and then make sure it's actually the middle. Oops. And then I just sew the bow on like to the center a couple times. So I'll go back through, gotta wiggle my needle. It's really just like eyeballing. There's no precision to this. Just do your own thing basically. And then sometimes I'll go through the top of the bow right here just to make sure it's secure and doesn't like move around. And then I'll come back through the bottom right there, and then take the tassel and sew it down just at the top. Come back through the center and do the same thing on the other side. And then go back through again. Then I'll take this off my hook and then take this yarn through the back. Tie them together to make a knot. I'll tie it like 3 times to really secure it. Cut them equal length just because it's easier, you don't have to do that part. And then put them both on my needle. And then on the inside of my glove, I'll weave these 2 ends in. So I'll just go through about 4 stitches. Skip the first one and then go through the other 3. Go back through them. And that really secures the ends and they will like not come out. Cut them. And then I'll repeat the same thing on the other side with the other bow. Make sure when you're doing the other glove, you try it on the other hand so that you don't sew it on to like the front. And so you have like 2 gloves, and one glove's on the back and then the other bow's on the front. So just make sure you're actually sewing them both on to the right sides. Next, I'm just gonna weave in all my other loose ends. There are the gloves with the bows. Now we just have to add the lace. I'm gonna be using this cutesy little mohair I got from Daiso and this 2mm hook. You can use the same yarn if you want. I just want more of like a lacy, very kind of bill. So yeah, gonna make a slip knot, make it a little longer. Woo. Mohair is so bad when you try to unravel it. It just felts together, does not want to cooperate. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the bottom, just pick a spot, add my yarn, oops, and then chain 4. Then I'm going to do a slip stitch to the next stitch, oops, skip a stitch, and then do a slip stitch. Okay, there we go. Then I'm going to keep chaining 4, skip a stitch, and then slip stitch. Bruh, ah. So I'm back at the beginning, and I'm just going to do a slip stitch into my first little scallop stitch that I did. And then if you want, you can chain 4 again and then do another row of the little scallops. You would just do your slip stitch into each loop and then repeat the process. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to chain 1 and then cut my yarn. This. So yeah, I'm just going to repeat the lace trim on both of my gloves and also on the tops. Okay guys, that's the end of the video. These are how to crochet some fingerless coquette gloves. Hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.